Well, I might be in a very emotional state right now, Wally. But since I've got back, I've just been finding the world we live in more and more upsetting. I mean, just last week I went down to the public theatre one afternoon and I walked in and I said hello to everybody because, I know them all and they all know me and everybody's always very friendly. And about 7 or 8 people came up to me to tell me how wonderful I looked. And one, the woman who runs the casting office said, "Gee, you look horrible. Is something wrong?" Now, of course, I started talking to her, I started telling her things. She suddenly burst into tears because she has an aunt who's 80 who went into the hospital with some cataract, which was solved, but the nurse was so sloppy that she forgot to put the bed rails up on the bed, and so the aunt tumbled out of bed and is now a complete cripple. So we were talking about hospitals. This woman, because of who she was and because this had happened to her very, very recently, she could see me with complete clarity. Whereas the other people, all they saw was the shirt and the tan, and how the shirt goes very well with the tan. And these are people that are just living in a dream world. They're not looking. And I find that very strange. It's like what happened just before my mother died. We all went in to the hospital to see her, and I walked in and I saw this woman who looked as bad as any survivor of Auschwitz or Dachau, and I was out in the hall just sort of consoling my father. And the doctor, who's a specialist for the problem she has with her arm, walked in and came out beaming. And he said, "Boy, don't we have a lot to feel optimistic about. Isn't it wonderful how she's coming along?" All he saw was the arm. Because a minute ago, we just saw a person who looked dead. And now here along comes a specialist to tell us they're in wonderful shape. You could go crazy. The doctor didn't see my mother. The people at the theatre didn't see me. I just feel like people are wandering around in a fog. I don't think we really notice our own reactions to things. And we just let it bubble up and simmer and bubble up until it just bursts out in the most inappropriate moments. Hello, my name is Daniel Neil Ash. I'm 29 years old. I trained at the Oxford School of Drama and later Copenhagen International School of Performing Arts. I lived in Denmark for 7 years and I worked mostly in Danish theatre. Currently I'm in Kingston upon Hull, my UK hometown, and I'm planning a move with my partner down to London in early 2024. For my hobbies, I'm a complete bookworm. I like to know as much as I can about as much as I can, and that really rubs off on my acting. I'm a big one for researching my roles. Currently, I'm halfway through translating a novel from Danish to English, so that will be my first translating gig, which I'm very excited about. And apart from that, thank you for your consideration. Yes, here's my profile.